Okay, boys and girls, so here's the next assignment for social studies. So let's get to it. Class pages, social studies, week 1, and you'll see grade 3, lesson 1. So we're going to click on this to see what our work is. And if you remember yesterday, we did an assignment on, we read out loud The Journey to the North Pole. So you're going to need this again for your assignment. So I'm going to click on it and it's going to download down here, and then I'm going to click on it. I'm not going to read the story to you again as I did before in the first video. So go ahead and read this on your own again. And then you're going to have the Great Explorer timeline again for your assignment. And I had already shown you this before, so please be sure to read it. And I think some of you already did the questions down here, which is great. If you didn't, this is part of your homework assignment today. So if you already did it yesterday, great. You don't have to do this part today. But there is another part that you must do. When you download this, it's going to bring you the document, but I created a document that will make life easier for you. So I'll send that to your parents. So, not that one. This one, I believe. Yes. So I'm sending this one to your parents so you could directly type in it, or your parents could print it out and you could do it with pencil. So for this, we're doing 2 things. One was the questions that you saw on the timeline. Some of you did them already, some of you didn't. So for this part, it says directions. Don't forget to put your name on here, obviously. Don't forget to do that for me. Answer the following open-ended questions about the journey to the North Pole. So you're going to need the journey of the North Pole right here in front of you to answer those questions. So the first question says, what details support the author's claim that Matthew Henson was a big part of the team's success? Why was Matthew Henson a big part of the team's success? The author's claim is just the author's evidence. Now, boys and girls, we know what evidence means because we were working on that in class. So all you have to tell me, why was Matthew Henson a big part of the team's success? Matthew Henson was a big part of the team's success because in the story it says blah, 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 blah. And tell me what it says in the story that proves that he was a great person to have on the team. Okay. For number 2, it says, why wasn't Henson celebrated as a hero when he first returned to the United States? Full complete sentence. Henson wasn't celebrated as a hero when he returned to the United States because, and tell me why he wasn't celebrated. Now, you could find your answer right over here. When the men returned to U.S., Perry was celebrated as hero, but Henson was mostly ignored. Now it's going to tell you why he was ignored, and you're going to write that as your answer, okay? Everything is in the story. Number 3, look at the map on page 2. What do you think the area shown in white represents? So, on page 2, okay, so there is no page 2, but I think they're referring to this right here because as you can see, there's a question. From the North Pole, what is the only direction you can go? And then there's an area in white. You see that? So the question says, what do you think the area shown in white represents? What is that area? That white area represents the... Boom. It says it right there in red. Hint, hint, hint. So go ahead and you would write that answer in a full complete sentence. Then the second part of your assignment, some of you have already done this for me, and if you already did this, then you don't need to do it again. Only the ones who didn't do it. Now this is all about the timeline, A Great Explorer. That's this one. Do you remember how there's these questions at the bottom? I had asked you yesterday to do them if you could. If you didn't, you still have to do them. So if you see it says, where was Henson born? Where was Henson born? You can't type in this document, but you can type in this one. That's why I put them in here. So if you haven't done them yet, you can answer these questions on this one. And remember, where was Henson born? Where was Henson born? You're going to use this document to help you find where he was born. And look at the first line. Matthew Alexander Henson is born in Maryland. He is orphaned at a young age. So where was he born? It says right there. So your document has all your answers. Use it. You do not need this to answer these questions. Only this document for these questions. So again, this is your assignment. Simple for social studies. Okay? You're going to answer these questions from the journey to the North Pole and these questions if you didn't do it yet. That's it. Bye.